Well, the mug is empty. It's getting such a workout over some of these comments that it's empty. There's nothing left. I'm going to have to get something to put in it, but not right this second. Before I go to the store and maybe load up on some wine, not really. Well, maybe. I'm more of a Prosecco girl, but anyway, or Cava as I'm in Spain. Let's get into the comment that's emptying my cup. I'm going to read the comment how it's written. I don't edit for grammar or anything like that unless it's so far out that I have to, but that doesn't happen very often. Here we go. I know how hard it is to take care of someone that won't be grateful. We're in the same shoe, but the more I push that person away, that make me bitter. So I think kindness and sympathy is the least I can give, but it needs God's help through this process. You should forgive your mom. I'm really struggling to draw the forgiveness and the gratefulness, and I should forgive my mom to my mother. She's not my mom. I associate being a mom with the actual job that a good mom does, like that unconditional love, which isn't a job to a good mom, that connection that's created, that filling the good cup, not the talk to them. Well, I like this cup, it's a good cup, but the filling of the cup of that child, allowing that child to grow and develop and be set off into the world at the greatest of advantages, because that mom had so much love and care for that child that it would be beyond them to think of doing anything otherwise. A mother is a title that's given to anyone who either pushes out a baby or adopts a baby, but being a mother and being a mom to me are two different things. So I don't call my mother my mom because she was never my mom. All that to be said, I'm a mom. And in raising my children, I don't expect, and I did not give to them looking for, needing, requiring, whatever word you want to use, gratitude for me meeting their basic needs. And I include unconditional love in basic needs. They didn't ask to be here. And it actually, like, as I'm unwrapping your comment in my head, I don't rehearse these videos. I read the comments, I save the ones I want to respond to, or that I feel are a good idea to respond to, because I don't always want to respond to comments like this, but it's constructive for everybody else out there to see how to handle somebody talking to them in this manner. I really do it for that reason, and that reason mostly alone. I mean, I would like you to get something out of this as well. I would like to open up your eyes as well. I feel like this whole, you should give them sympathy and kindness no matter what they do to you. Just because maybe you choose to do that to somebody else or give that to somebody else, you're wanting your need to martyr yourself to look like the hero in the room because you're giving to someone who's treating you like garbage is actually sad and is not relevant to my journey, because I don't feel the need to fill somebody else's cup who's draining mine. And I don't think anybody should. All this to be said, I'm getting the impression that maybe you're talking about your own position as a mother as well. And your need and desire for gratitude, if this is the case, from your child is a you problem. And if you need your child to fill your cup, that's a you problem. Because that's not why that shouldn't be why we bring children into the world. And I get that sometimes we think that's what we're doing, or, you know what, I want to clarify this. I want to relate it back to when I had my first child. So that's me at 17 years old with my first baby. I ran away from home at the age of 13 years old when it finally stuck. I'd been running away since I was around 6 years old when I was sent to live with my grandparents after the mother you say I should forgive tried to unalive me by dropping me out of a 2-story window. But hey, I should meet her with sympathy and kindness. No, no, no. I should meet myself and that little girl who I hated for such a long time. My inner child, I hated that little girl for being so helpless that she couldn't fight against her mother. That's how poisoned I was inside, like how much she poisoned my mind against myself because she taught me to hate myself. I should forgive her. No, the sympathy, the kindness, the empathy, the love, that is saved for the little girl who's inside of me so that I treat myself with the utmost kindness and respect. And the relationship I have with myself includes creating my own safety, making sure I'm seen, that I see myself, that I'm paying attention to my needs, and again, creating my own safety and cherishing myself, which leads back in the same circle: safety, seeing, cherish. And because I've learned how to do that, I don't accept relationships, give time to, give forgiveness to people who are not meeting that very basic need standard. I've like actually lost my train of thought a little bit because I think I'm a bit flabbergasted. So relating it back to, I'm back on my train of thought. Here we go. Relating it back to this little girl, because I was a child. I was 17. I ran away from home. I ended up living on the streets. I had to grow myself up under the most horrific circumstances. This traumatized, at the time, very broken feeling, because I was never broken, little girl had a baby. And when I was carrying my daughter, I remember thinking that finally I'm going to have something who's going to love me. So I can understand the kind of thinking behind and the kind of emotional immaturity even behind wanting gratitude from those we give to. But that's backwards. And I figured it out really quickly. Actually, when she was born and I took one look at her, my heart was overflowing with love for her. And I recognized I didn't have her to love me. I had her to give her love and to provide for her all the things that I didn't receive. And a byproduct of that was my healing. But it wasn't something that I even knew to look for. And the other part of being her mom made me want to be a better person, to improve my life, to do better things. I didn't think I deserved that for myself because my mother taught me that I didn't. But I knew that she did. I will never look for gratitude from my children. Do they provide it? Are they grateful? Do they tell me positive things about their childhood and even adult experiences? Yes, they do. But if they never did, that would be okay too. It's my job to be grateful that they love me or that they want me in their life. You know, it's my job to create them wanting to be connected to me and to even want to forgive me for the times that I created trauma for them, because being a mom doesn't mean that I was perfect. I was very emotionally immature. I was 17 with my first child. I had a lot of therapy ahead of me that I didn't know I had. And my first little pancake, she got the untherapized version of me. And as much as I was loving, I was still immature, which kind of sounds like maybe where you are. Doing things to receive is transactional. And you're sounding like you're martyring yourself and letting go of that transactional aspect, but you're really missing the best part of giving. And it's just how it makes us feel inside to be a kind, empathetic, sympathetic, whatever you want to say, loving human being. But not just to people outside of ourselves, also to ourselves. And if you really are being that to yourself, you won't find the need to forgive the unforgivable, to push a forgiveness agenda on other people and to look for gratitude because you're, you know, in need of that sort of reinforcement. I wish you well, and for everybody else out there, I hope that you find value in me sharing my perspective on this, and that you find your voice in the face of comments that, or you find your disengagement in the face of comments like these. Because I know, and I remember a time where if somebody said these types of words to me, I would have felt shame and guilt and embarrassment and judged and abandonment and criticized. And I would have felt like a zillion different things all at once. And the end result would be me feeling smaller and going back inside of myself. It's comments like these that kept me from sharing my story and kept me living in the dark for such a long time. And it didn't have to be that way. I can move towards the supportive people and drop these ones, you know, off the mountain or cliff or whatever. Anyway, I wish you all well. Thank you so much for being here. And in spite of the fact that I don't agree with your comments, I do appreciate you taking the time to leave the comment that inspired this video.